Osmosis, a three-pointer, looking to continue a career day, and she knocks it down.
Gets the fast break layup and one.
From the studios of 95.7 The Spin.
Who lays it up and in through the contact of Baylor. What a finish from Emma DeHart. Wasn't even looking at the basket when she threw it up.
Back-to-back three-pointers off back-to-back possessions for the Screaming Eagles.
It's the Stein Show with USI women's basketball head coach Rick Stein.
Lays it up and in, Addie Blackwell, and one.
Welcome to another edition of the Stein Show, the weekly coaches show with USI head women's basketball coach Rick Stein. USI women's basketball had a 6-game stretch in less than 14 days. USI went 3-3 on this stretch. Some key wins include Indianapolis, Quincy at home, and then on the road against Rockhurst in overtime. The 3 losses was Truman State, then Quincy, then William Jewell, all in a row. USI was on a 3-game winless streak and then got a big overtime win against Rockhurst. And now the Screaming Eagles will be traveling to Bolivar, Missouri to face off against Southwest Baptist on Thursday, and then Saturday against Drury. I'm going to sit down with USI head women's basketball coach Rick Stein to discuss the wins and the losses and then the future for the rest of the season. You don't want to miss it. We got Coach Stein coming in, and we're going to start the Stein Show right away. Welcome, Coach Stein. Once again, didn't get to do the Stein Show last week due to travel, and now we are back once again doing the Stein Show. Got a lot of questions for you. I'm going to start off just saying that it's been 6 games since we last talked. You had Indianapolis, Quincy twice, Truman, William Jewell, and Rockhurst, and then you went 3-3 with all of those teams. What are your thoughts in that 6-game stretch?
It was hard to think about much. What a crazy stretch of games. I've said it many a time. I think it's probably the toughest stretch that maybe I can remember. As far as coaching goes, 6 games in 12 days. We just played 3 games in 5 days on the road, and there's no easy games. I mean, it's not like we're throwing in an easy one here or there. No matter what records any of these teams have in our league, there's just no bad teams. So you got you got 3 tough ones at home last week and or the week before basically, and all you're doing is prepping for another team. That's all you can do. You can't. It's hard to get better as a team. It's hard to change things as a team. All it is prep for the next game. And then we hit the road on Monday at noon, or it was about 1:00 last week, and of course we got home Saturday night late. It was darn near midnight, and our whole week was on the road. All of our players are doing classes on while we're on the road, trying to keep up and stay up with it. You're playing in tough places anyway. And I'm just trying to paint the picture for whoever's listened. Our student athletes were certainly put to the test, when it comes to, being student athletes over these last couple of weeks. Certainly to come out of that thing, 500, we went in to win them all. We want to win every single game, but to come out of that stretch 500, we're still, in third in the league. I think when it all started, we were third in the league, and we came out of it third in the league. So, we keep saying take care of ourselves, and the rest of the league will take care of itself. I certainly think those things are happening. Again, did we want to go 6-0? Absolutely. Would we have rather had, a 5-1 or a 4-2, or absolutely. But to come out of that, with and to finish it off with a really good road win at Rockhurst against a team that's playing really good basketball too. That certainly was a good topper for us to that stretch, and we needed it. We needed to get back on that winning track, and again, we came through one of the toughest stretches that I can remember, maybe ever. 500, and we're still sitting third in the league, and hopefully we can get back on the road this Thursday and keep it going.
And let's look back all the way to January 26th, about 13 days ago. You hosted the Indianapolis Greyhounds. Feels like a lifetime, but it was just 13 days. And you defeated the Greyhounds 56-51. Other than that second quarter, USI led the whole game. Majority of that game, the second quarter, got outscored 12-8, something like that. But really, it was all USI. What do you have to say about the win against Indianapolis?
Well, I could say it seems like about a lifetime ago. I mean, was that this season or was that last season? I mean, it just seems so long ago because it was 6 games ago, but it was only basically, like you said, 13 days ago or 14 days ago, whatever it was. Obviously, we had gone up to Indy and got beat there. And it was our first loss on the year. I think our teams, the history, the competitiveness in our East Division and the rivalry us and Indianapolis has had for a lot of years and going back and forth. I think it certainly does come out, and we fought and got obviously a good sweep of that, or a split of that team on the year, and we needed to come back home and get that one and did and got us off to a good start on that 6-game period and that homestand we had that week. So again, it was a defensive battle, a defensive struggle. I think you're seeing that a lot right now, just because teams are it's the grind right now. Nothing's new. It's everybody knows everybody. You're going through everybody the second time right now, and that's hard as it is. And again, a good start to this 6 games and got off to a good win against Indy at home.
And then Quincy defeated them at home 62-50, and then went to Quincy, Illinois, and fell to the Hawks 69-61. Was it difficult to prepare for a team you played just days ago?
Well, sure. And again, here's the thing. Because it's even though we had a scout in, for Quincy, we had about an hour to prepare for him at home. And then all of a sudden you play. And then we go to their place and you got about an hour really to prepare for him before when you get on the road to get out of town. It's so hard to stay focused, to keep the focus, and then jump into another team right away and say, okay, now this is what we got to do, or this is what we have to do. One of the things that happened during that period of time too is our team changed. In that Quincy game at home, Addie Blackwell played about 6 minutes in that game, and she came out, and obviously her leg was hurting, and the next time I saw her, she was wearing a boot on her leg, and obviously, I think we have 12 really good players, and Addie's a leader for us. She's a producer for us. She's a veteran guard for us. And we don't have a lot of veteran guards. I mean, we had 3 players returning at the guard spot for us, and only really 2 had played a lot for us last year in Emma and Addie. Lexi's obviously, doing well and giving us good minutes, but again, she didn't have much experience from last year as a freshman that was playing behind a lot of seniors, So, our team changed a lot between the first time we played Quincy and the second time we played them, because we lost basically our starting point guard at that time. We fought it out, toughed it out, and got a really good home win. I thought that Quincy team, I said it from day one, there's nobody who plays harder than them, and they play a style that can get you off kilter a little bit, because they're pressing, they're in your face, they're trapping all over the court, they're playing so hard and so together everywhere that a few missteps can lead to losses. Obviously, to get that home win. To keep that streak alive, and we beat a tough Indy team on a Tuesday, we beat a tough Quincy team on a Thursday, and then of course we went there to start this trip. Got off to just a terrible start. The start to our game, it was not good. I think it was 3-11 or something like that, and then we ended up losing by 7. The start to our game, I think was really a factor in that. And we were just playing that uphill battle the whole way the rest of that game. But again, it was a start to a 3-game, 5 days on the road. Quincy gets a payback against us, gets a good home win, and again, all we're thinking then is right after the game is, okay, we're playing again in about 36 hours, and who's next, and where are we playing at, and how do we get ready to go, and basically that's been our last couple weeks.
And then Truman State was the last game you had on that home stretch. Truman State defeated USI 73-67. It snapped the home winning streak. But what were some improvements that you saw against Truman State, and what are some things that you thought that your team could work on?
Well, obviously, they're a heck of a ball club. We had two really good games, two really good college basketball games, versus Truman State. We won over there, lost at home. One of the things that we got in the middle of there was a couple games foul too much. We were bailing out, and I think Truman State shot 30 more free throws than us or more. Quincy shot 30 more free throws than us or more. I mean, it's hard to defend when they're staying at the free throw line and making wide open 15-footers. And we were playing hard enough. We just had to play smarter. And certainly. You've seen that Truman State team play. They don't need any help to make baskets. They can score enough points without us fouling and bailing them out. And again, heck of a basketball game. I think we had two really good college women's college basketball games with that team. That we beat them at their place. They came back and got us at ours, and certainly didn't like losing at home. That never feels good. But again, that game is over, and as soon as it was over, it was moving on to the next one. There was no time to get better, or hey, let's practice and we'll work on this and this and that. All we could do then is work on very short time to prep for the next game and hopefully get ready to go and win another one. So again, we started that week off really well, got 2 home wins, lost one, and again, I think as a basketball team, again, I think we were really trying to find ourselves a little bit, after that, Quincy game when Addie went down. And again, we have good players. I'm not downing anything that went out with the rest of our 11. I think we have 11 other really good players. But, when you get to late January, early February, you start to fit into roles and you start to know what each player are going to, at least you hope. I mean, I thought we were really playing really good basketball, and our team was settled into to not only knowing how we play and what it's going to take to win, but how each of them are going to help that cause. What role do you have to make us a better basketball team, to help us win games? I think we were starting to hit our stride that way, and when you take one out of the mix, especially one that's been a leader for us and a producer for us and a starter for us at the point guard, it kind of changed us a little bit. And again, the other players are doing really well and not doing anything wrong, but again, it's just a piece to the puzzle that all of a sudden you kind of squeeze out. And again, I think we've really been working our tails off as coaches, but as a team, as players, to now to find that avenue. Where are we going to get this production from? Where are we going to get this production from? Where are we going to get more leadership from? And toughness. I mean, I don't think there's any question. Addie's as tough as it comes when it comes to her play on the court, but also her communication on the court. And so yeah, it was a whirlwind of a 2-week scenario. We started it off well. We kind of hit a roadblock in the middle, and then again, it was nice to get to the end of the week and get a really good road win at Rockhurst on Saturday.
And we have to talk about the William Jewell game. The Cardinals defeated USI 70-58. What did you see in that game that you felt like that you can easily improve on going into Rockhurst?
One of the things that we've said from day one, and you and I have talked about it plenty, but about what we talked about with our team, every time when we walk in, we have Southern Indiana on, people want to beat us, and we are getting everybody's best game, and we got William Jewell's best game. There's no question about it. As a team, they're not very good from the 3-point line, and they had players that have made 3 or 4 on the year make 3 or 4 in the game. It is what it is, But again, if we're going to do the things we want to do, we got to still overcome those things. We know we're going to get everybody's best game out, and we certainly need to be ready to step up to that challenge the rest of the way. I mean, it's not going to change. We're going to get Southwest Baptist's best game. We're going to get Drury's best game. Everybody's going to give us everything they have and give us their best. As I watched our game against Jewell, I thought there was plays that we didn't make that we have to make. There's and some of that's buckets, some of those, I mean, wide open shots. I mean, I thought we had a lot of open looks in that game, and we just didn't make them. Whether they were underneath the basket or from three or anywhere in between, I think our confidence had been rattled a little bit, and we had lost a couple in a row, and it didn't feel good. And again, like I said, we're playing without a player, that's a tough leader for us too. And I thought our confidence wasn't where it needed to maybe be. Our toughness wasn't where it needed to be in that Jewel game. And again, we're right there. We have every opportunity to have a chance to win, and they just make a few more plays than us. And again, I've seen plenty of Jewel, film to know that they gave us their best, and they got a good home win against us, and then we moved on. And then it was about 30 hours later, we were back at it again, uniforms on, getting ready. So again, we started it off with 2 wins. We dropped 3 in a row, didn't feel good, and we needed to play better. And then of course, now you're probably going to ask about Rock. We hit the end of the trip, and 6 games in 12 days, and how are we going to handle it? And that's something we were really working hard to make sure we were ready for it when it comes to our coaching staff and our players when meetings, and get on the same page, and making sure that we topped off that tough stretch with a W.
And as you did mention, I am going to ask about Rockhurst. It was a big overtime win, 96-86. Emma DeHart with a career high 39 points. No, I did not mistype that. 39 points for Emma DeHart. But overall, it was a team effort. What do you have to say about the way your team played, and especially the way Emma played?
Well, again, man, that Rockhurst team's good. They just won at Drury earlier in the week, and I don't know when Drury had lost at home. They had lost in 3 years in the league, so it had been a long time since they had lost at home, especially as far as conference games go. Again, why do I say that? Because it tells you how good this league is. Rockhurst is a 500 ball club, and you saw the game, you saw them play. I mean, they're really good, and if that team's a 500 ball club in our league, how good is our league? I mean, it from top to bottom that good. We went in there thinking, it's a must win. We got to get a W. We got to find one now. We can't get come off this road trip without one. And like I said, if you'd have asked me 3 weeks ago, man, how about that 6-game stretch, Coach? When you go 6 games, 12 days, 3 of those on the road, and you're on the road for a week. Yeah, I mean, would 500 sound pretty good? And I probably said, heck no, we want to win them all. But as you come out of it now, 500 sounds okay. I mean, and I wanted to win them all. I think everybody understands my competitiveness. I certainly know our team does. But man, when I think about what we went through over that span of time, and the tough, how hard it was, and I think as we got into it, I wasn't even so sure. I didn't know how hard it was going to be, because here's the thing. Like, if you play in a tournament, okay, the GLVC tournament, you play Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Okay, great. Well, everybody's doing that. I mean, not everybody was playing the same schedule that we were playing that week, because we were playing makeup games. We were playing on Tuesdays when other teams weren't playing on Tuesdays. We were playing maybe that Saturday game, and maybe somebody else wasn't playing. So it wasn't apples to apples. It was apples to oranges for sure when it came to different schedules and how people were preparing. How proud am I of our team? I can't even. I don't think I can explain it, because a lesser bunch could easily have made excuses or maybe just said, "Hey, it's not for us." I mean, we didn't lead that whole Rockhurst game. I mean, we had to fight back over and over again. My goodness, they made shots. They were making shots over their head from three-quarter court. It seemed like, it was like, goodness gracious, everything they were throwing up was going in. They were making shots at the end of the buzzer from deep over outstretched hands. It's like, man, we're going to have to, if we're going to win, we're going to have to overcome a really good team playing really, really good, and we're going to have to fight to the end. So certainly, you talked about Emma and her numbers. I mean, 39 points, unbelievable, and she scored them in every way. She was running every guard position we have. She's playing the 2 and the 3 and the 1 and the 1 to the 2 to 3, and her confidence that was there, and her toughness was really there on Saturday. And I think the rest of our team really ran with her. I mean, her leadership was outstanding. It was in a lot of ways. It wasn't just made baskets. It was defense. It was toughness plays. It was loose balls on the floor. It was making the next easy right pass, and it was her communication on the court that we have to have. And certainly didn't hurt that she put up 39. That wasn't a bad thing either. You can gain confidence from your teammates in a lot of different ways. I think our team really gained a lot of confidence from her as that game wore on. And at no time did I look at our team and say, man, we're not going to win this game. I think from start to finish, they thought we're going to win the game. Again, I mean, I think we were down 13 at one time in that second half, that third quarter. And a few minutes later, we were down 4, and a few minutes later we were up 4. And that was just kind of the tail of the game. And again, certainly after that trip and that 6-game stint, I'd say one of the better road wins in our league that I can remember, for against the kind of team it is, where we were, the road trip we were on, the toughness of the schedule itself, 6 games in 12 days, and a must win. It was a must win. We had to get that win, and for us to find a way to tough that out and get that W, it was outstanding. Felt really good. So proud of our bunch and these young women, man. They just wanted it, and they went out and got it done.
And those 60 games in 12 days. I'm trying to get an accent out now. 6 games in 12 days. Probably the last one, unless there's any more COVID scares. It looks like it's going to be more of a Thursday, Saturday look for the rest of the season, even though we're close to the end. What do you have to say about finishing out the season?
Well, we again, you certainly hope that there's no more postponements anywhere. Postponements anywhere, because that means nobody's got it. Nobody is dealing with it, and that's what you want. Everybody to stay safe and healthy. And we have Southwest Baptist home or on the road on Thursday. That's a 5:00 game. That's a 6-hour ride. We probably pulled back into Evansville at 2:30 a.m. and we turn around and play Drury home on Saturday at 1. We're over there. It seemed like maybe they would have made it a 2-game swing. It happened this way. So we'll go on the road. We'll get back late, early Friday morning, basically, and we'll play a really good Drury team then again on Saturday. Tough turnaround, tough trip. The next week we do have another 3-gamer in 5 days when we go to S&T on a Saturday, and then Maryville on a Thursday, S&T, Saturday, Maryville, and then Monday at McKendree. And then we finish at home for 2 with Lindenwood and who else? Who am I missing?
Missouri St. Louis.
One more in there. We got Missouri St. Louis. That's it right there. So yeah, again, some tough road games ahead. I mean, obviously at Southwest Baptist, it's not going to be easy. This is a really good basketball team. I mean, their record, it doesn't show it, but we found that out in the Quincy team, and like I said, a Rockers team that's 500 right now, and they're really good. That's that Springfield team. I mean, man, that team's a 500 ball club. Here's the thing. I talked about our scenario, and with Addie being out, and the thing I hate is it for her. No, that's hard, man. This student athletes, these players, they don't want to sit, they don't want to be out, they don't want to be hurt, and there's only so many games you get to play, and this year there's less. So certainly hate that for her, and hoping and praying we get her back sooner than later for her sake, certainly for our sake as a team too, because obviously we've talked about her enough as what she means to our team, but I was thinking back. I think we only played 2 games this whole year with our whole team, and I think at Lewis and at Springfield were the only 2 where we had everybody. Hannah's been out for some games. Ashlyn Brown's been out. Addie's missed 5 games. That Lewis game early at our place is when she sprained that ankle, and then she was out for a good 3-4 weeks there too. So I mean, it's just been one of those where you right when you feel like you're going to get them all back and let's get running with it, then all of a sudden we just don't have another one again. But that's the nature of the beast, and that's the way athletics is, and injuries are part of it. And all I can say is, I hope that we would see Addie back sooner than later, and we get this whole team back together at some point in time, before the end of the season, and hopefully it's in a time where we're hitting our stride as a team again and playing great basketball. Proud of our bunch to get that road victory on Saturday. We're going to get back on the court today, practice a couple days, and we'll hit the road again. And we got to keep finding ways to get better in these next couple days, and then get ready for another tough road trip, and again another tough one at home on Saturday.
And as you mentioned, a trip to Southwest Baptist Thursday, 5:00. Could you talk a little bit about the game plan for the Bearcats on Thursday?
I'll be honest. We scouts are being worked on as we speak, and what we're going to do with them and against them. And again, we know how they play. Obviously, we haven't seen them yet this year, but it's a basketball team that came into our league last year and got off to a pretty darn good start, I thought. And it's a team that's they're going to guard us. They're going to pick us up man to man. We're going to have to continue to defend hard and smart, just like I thought we did on Saturday with Rockhurst. Way less free throws for them. We made them make tough shots. That's the way that overtime. That's that showed a lot about our kids and our character, and that's a good thing. But defensively, you and I have talked plenty. That's how we go. We got to defend, and we got to defend hard, but we got to defend smart too. And I thought we did that a lot better on Saturday. As we move into this week, we certainly don't want to go on the road and give up 38 free throws again or whatever it was, last week in a few of those losses. And so guarding hard and guarding smart's definitely part of what we do, and taking care of the basketball. I thought we did a better job with that with Rockhurst, and I think that's going to definitely come into play as we move forward, into this week and the next 3 weeks as we finish out the regular season.
And the big game, Drury, on Saturday. Got to get through Southwest Baptist, but people are really looking at this Drury matchup. Drury's been nationally ranked for however long everyone even remembers Drury University. Number 1 in the nation, had that big winning streak of 42 straight games, a winning streak that is just nearly unmatchable. And now they're going to come to the University of Southern Indiana. Really, how will you set the tone against Drury on Saturday?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have no clue. I don't want to use the old cliche of, man, we got to take it one game at a time, but we do. I mean, we cannot overlook. We can't look past in any way, shape, or form. And I know we do a weekly show here, so we got to talk about Saturday, Nathaniel. I get it, but obviously, Drury's potent, and they thrive off their defense. They thrive off of forcing turnovers and getting traps and getting easy ones off of deflections and steals. Obviously, we've played there's a bunch of teams in our league that are doing that right now. We played Lewis twice. That's how they go. We played Quincy twice. That's how they go. McKendree, they're really pressuring and picking up. A lot of teams in our league are playing that way right now. Obviously, Drury does it really well, and it's kind of their forte. Paige Robinson's one of the best scorers in the league, and a first team all leaguer last year, and having that kind of year again too. She really leads them in a lot of different categories. She's been player of the week, I think, 2 or 3 times already. But taking care of the basketball is going to be a good way for us to set the tone. If we limit turnovers, then I think we'll have a chance to make some things happen on our end of the court. You can't let them heat you up for a big number of turnovers, because then you can't defend them. They're just going in for layups. And I think that's a huge part of what we have to do on Saturday, is just limit turnovers and take care of the basketball, be strong with the ball, and get ourselves in positions where we can make some plays. So again, that game seems like months from now, and it's at the end of the week. But our next few days is going to be all about Southwest Baptist. What's going to take to get back on this winning. We're on a 1-game winning streak, and that feels good. We're going to try to make it 2, and then after that we'll try to worry about number 3 and hopefully keep going from there. So it feels good to get a win under our belt, and hopefully we can make it 2 in a row as we move to Southwest Baptist on Thursday.
You mentioned earlier about the GLVC standings, USI sitting at 3rd in the conference, with the point rating system. At this point in time, you would be hosting the first round of the GLVC tournament, get some home field advantage. But how important would it be for you and your team to host the first round or even the entire GLVC tournament?
Well, obviously, those are things we're fighting for. I mean, to play a home game to start the GLVC tournament would be huge. To play the whole thing in Evansville, it would be huge. Yeah, the mindset right now obviously is how what do we have to do to win the East Division? What do we have to do to make sure we finish at least in the top four? But we're fighting for a regular season league championship. I mean, we've got a lot of games left. We're sitting third in the standings. If we take care of our business, we take care of ourselves. We still have a chance to end up with the best record and number one. And again, there's a lot of basketball to be played, so it's one game at a time. We'll do that, but it's always fun to be in February and playing for things, playing for good things. And certainly would love to be hosting a game, that first round game on that, Tuesday, March 2nd or 3rd, something along those lines, whatever it is. It seems like a million years away, but it's a few weeks away. But to be hosting that, and to host a tournament would be even better. So we're again, one game at a time. I say it all the time. If we take care of ourselves, the rest of the league will take care of itself. And again, we got a great road win on Saturday. With that win, we stick in that third hole right now. As far as the conference standings, and we're close. I mean, everybody, those top 3 or 4 are really close. The next, 4 or 5 to 8 or 9 are really close. I mean, that's the thing that the conference tournament has done is, when we started it many years ago, there's teams right now that might not be as motivated, down the stretch as they are now, because they're still postseason. I mean, there's nobody who is out of the race for those spots. Everybody's still in it. There's plenty of basketball games we played. So, the conference tournament makes, that's postseason basketball, and everybody's got a chance to make it. And everybody's fighting for it. And I don't think we're going to see anything but great basketball these next 3 weeks across the league from everybody. Everybody's hunting something. And this league is, and the level of play is so good. The level of coaching is so good. And I expect 3 really good weeks of basketball.
And something that we didn't get to mention last week, but USI women's basketball in the coaches poll sitting at 23rd. What do you have to say about this mark?
Well, it feels great. Obviously, the COSIDA poll, we got as high as 11. The WBCA USA Today poll, we were sitting 23rd. Is that what you said? That was right. I mean, those are huge accomplishments for our players, for our program, for our team, and that's hard to do. There's a lot of great programs across the country, a lot of great regions, a lot of great teams, and to be mentioned in a top 25, 23rd in the country, one as high as 11 in another poll, feels great. It certainly is going to help us to win on Thursday. I mean, it didn't help us to win any games, and certainly as big a mark as we have on our back because we wear Southern Indiana, I think it just put a bigger mark. Hey, you got a ranked team coming in, and that's the challenge that we have to be up to. It's and you could go all the way just to the league standings again, Nathaniel. When you're third in the league and you're 11-4, and if a team can beat us, they get a lot more points than if they beat a team that's below 500. If Drury comes in and beats us on our home court, they're going to get a lot more points for that road win against a really, a good team with a good record than they would winning at home versus a team under 500. The motivation is real. Teams know that, when you beat a good team, then you got a chance to really jump up in that poll and or in the rankings. I'm sorry, and that's the way it's going to be the rest of this whole stretch. It's all going to be about that right now. Teams are hunting 8 spots, and everybody's got a chance to get in it. And I think we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see really good basketball for 3 straight weeks.
And for my final question, I want to start off saying that USI has homecoming week this week. This Saturday is the homecoming game against Drury. And I wanted to ask you, could you even look back at the time when you were a student here at USI and going through homecoming week? Do you have any favorite maybe memories from homecoming week, maybe a basketball game that was very important? Could you think back about homecoming week here at USI?
You know, I will say this. You know, homecoming was really cool when I was a player, but I think it's so much bigger and better now than our programming on campus, and you know they got something going on every day throughout, even you know during a pandemic. You know, I know it's hard to schedule things, but there's so many neat things that are happening throughout the week. Obviously, king and queen at the end, and you know throughout the years you've seen so many different organizations and groups and you know, represented and you know it's a fun time. You know, we have students back on campus right now, and that's fun. I mean, I was up on campus this morning early, and man, it was hopping. I mean, there was cars, there was people walking in, and that's fun. You know, that's what you want. I mean, you know, we've been here since Thanksgiving, basically with just men's and women's basketball most of the time, and then the rest of our sports trickling in, you know, over the last probably 4 weeks, as they're gearing up for their seasons, and some are already geared. You know, obviously, you know, some are volleyball, you know, is playing. You know, men's and women's tennis are playing. I mean, you know, there's things already going on, which is really cool. but it's going to be a fun week, and certainly we want everybody to enjoy it. We actually have a reverse parade tomorrow. Our teams and I know the candidates for king and queen are going to be in the windows of the arena there. It's going to be a drive-by. Come on out, any of our fans who are hunting to see our teams. It won't be any face-to-face, you know, touch time, but it'll be face-to-face through the glass time. And boy, we certainly miss our people. We miss our fans. We miss seeing everybody in the stands, you know, in the arena for sure. And you know, hopefully we can see some of them drive by tomorrow. And at the same time, hopefully they'll keep supporting us through the screen and keep you know watching and listening as we move forward. So again, yeah, exciting week. Exciting to have students back on campus. You know, our campus is outstanding. We got one of the greatest campuses in the country, obviously facilities and everything else. And it's nice to see these students back on campus using them. So yeah, look forward to a fun week, and hopefully we can top it off with a couple more W's and like I said, get this win streak going again.
Thank you again, Coach, for taking time out of your day to talk about games, wins and losses. It's good to hear some backstory to every single game. It's always enjoyable, and it's great to use in the broadcast every single time. Thank you once again, Coach.
All right. Good to talk to you again, Nathaniel. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All right, bud.